Today, I'll be ranking every LEGO Star Wars set from 2022 in a worst to first edition. I'm kind of excited for this one. I was going to do it earlier, but LEGO made more Star Wars sets. So, yeah, let's get started. Unarguably, the worst set is this one, ATST. If any of you disagree, no offense, you kind of have a problem, because this set is undoubtedly the worst. When it was first released, a lot of us were thinking the same thing. Oh, it's an easy way to get the figs. Until we realized it was going to be $35 flippin' dollars. And the builds in this set are horrible. I wish they did make it cheaper and made the builds better. Then, of course, it'd be higher on the list, but this set is horrible. Next up, you already know it. Obi-Wan Kenobi versus Darth Vader. I feel like this set had so much potential that just went straight down the drain. This set could have been so much better. I feel like they should have done the planet at the end of the series. Everyone thinks that. Also, I thought this was a sand planet, not a flippin' rock planet. So they messed that up. The only reason I'd ever buy this set really is for Obi-Wan, of course. The figure looks great. And, of course, Darth Vader, because, you know, he's got arm printing. And, of course, the GOAT, Ned B. So basically just the figures, except for that random commander they added. I don't know why they added that. Then we've got Luke Skywalker's UCS Landspeeder. I feel like this set is okay. I feel like for a promo set, they could have done so much better, because this was for the May the 4th promo. So I feel like they could have done a better set to make into UCS form. Like, there's so many other things they could have done that would have been so much better than this. And they chose to do this. And, I mean, okay, but the figures aren't that great either. The figures could have been better. And the price range is $200, which is ridiculous for us. This does not seem like a $200 LEGO set. And I feel like nobody really cared about it, and it was kind of a random UCS set just thrown out there. Could have been so much more. Then we've got the Dark Trooper helmet. Some part of me likes the set. Most of me does not really like this set. I do like the Dark Troopers, though. They're cool, but I feel like LEGO did not get the helmet right. Because if you compare this to the minifigure Dark Trooper helmet, it's completely different. They look different. I feel like this is kind of squished, and the front is widened out. So I feel like it gives it a goofy look. Then we've got the Mandalorian helmet. This helmet is it's okay. See, I feel like it's kind of just like the exact same as Boba Fett. The building techniques aren't, but I feel like they're very similar, like look-wise and like shape-wise. They're like very, very similar, I feel like. I feel like LEGO should have done something so they wouldn't have been as similar. Because, you know, they should have just done something else with all the bricks that they have. They could have made it look different or anything else. Then we've got Luke Skywalker's Red 5 Star Wars helmet. See, it's not like I have a problem with helmets in general, just they cannot compare up to like regular LEGO sets. If you know what I mean. Like, this has got to be one of my favorite helmets of all time ever built. Probably will stay that way, because I've wanted this one ever since they released the helmets. I feel like LEGO really nailed it. Except, as I said, helmets cannot compare up to real LEGO sets. I feel like there's some things they should have done. Like, when you're building this set, you know, like, the helmet is built on to, like, the stand, so you can't, like, remove it like the other helmets. Which kind of gets me a little upset, because I feel like it would have been cool if you could have removed it, but you can't, so whatever. But this is one of my favorite helmets. Just regular sets are better in some ways. In some ways, these are kind of better, but this just has to be this low on the list. Then we've got the Dark Trooper Attack. There's some things with this set that totally drive me nuts. Like, first of all, the random hole in the wall. I think it's supposed to be passageway to another hallway, but we don't have another hallway, so it's kind of looking weird. And also, the play features. I mean, I like them, but some of them get kind of annoying when you want to sit on display. You know, it's more play than display. And, like, the amount of stickers in this is kind of annoying. Like, for a set this small, it should not have this much stickers. It has a whole lot of them. But, I mean, I like the design it makes after you put all the stickers on. And we all thought and we all wished it was going to be the easy way to get Dark Trooper minifigs, but nope. It's $35 flippin' dollars. So it's the only way to get Dark Trooper minifigs, really. I wish it was cheaper, so that it would be the cheapest way to get Dark Trooper minifigs. Next up, we have the LEGO Star Wars Advent Calendar, which I'm not really hating on this overall, and it's not really qualified as a set, I guess, but I'm counting it, of course. So, the problems I have with this set, two things. First of all, some of the builds are kind of wonky. I mean, I like all the ships and the stuff that they've added in, except some of them don't look very accurate. Like, take the gunship, for example. That one is not my favorite. Doesn't look that good, I would say. Then my other problem has to be in the instructions. Like when you open up those flaps and it shows you how to build them, it just shows two chunks together and pointing down of where to put them. So it takes you a long time to put them together, unless they're figures, of course. Speaking of figures, why did they put the UCS gunship figure in there, huh? I spent $350 and then I got that figure. I'm like, oh, that's cool. And then I realized they're releasing it in like a $30 advent calendar. Kind of ticks me off. Next up, we have Obi-Wan's Jedi Starfighter. I'm not hating on this set. I really love it. I really like that they brought back an Obi-Wan Starfighter. And I really do like the fact that they added in Kaminoan. I think it's very unique and really good. Just one thing that kind of triggers me is not the stud shooters. No, I love the new design for them. It's the gaps in between the wings and then, like, the middle part of it. Like, it's really a bad gap. And I feel like LEGO knew about that and could have done something to fix it. But then they didn't. So that's kind of upsetting. But, you know, other than that, this set is really good, actually. And then we've got the Death Star Trench Run, which is part of the Diorama series. And this is the year that they released the Diorama series, which I love. And I think they should keep doing it. Because, you know, there's a whole bunch more scenes that they could do. That they should do. Except I think the Trench Run is probably my least favorite that they've released. First of all, I think there's so much going on the ground and the wall. But, you know, sometimes that's a good thing. I like the cannon. I wish they could have added like 2. But one thing that I don't like is how Darth Vader's TIE Fighter is built. It kind of bugs me a little bit. But the rest of the set's pretty good. It seems kind of small compared to the other ones, but it's not. They're all the same size. Except this one does, when you compare them all, does look a little bit smaller. And there's a few more things they could have changed. But overall, really great set. Then we've got BD1, which I actually really love this set. It's from the game Jedi Fallen Order, which I've only played a couple of times. I don't own the game, but I feel like they nailed this character. I feel like they really nailed it. It looks something straight out of the game. Except the figurine, I mean, it does look like BD1, except I wish it had movable joints. It's like my only complaint with this LEGO set. Otherwise, it's really, really great. Then we've got Boba Fett's throne room, which I really like this LEGO set. I mean, it's really great, and I love that they basically remade Jabba the Hutt's palace. Again, I like this updated version. It's actually pretty good. I just wish that the two ends could close into the middle completely, so you could close it off entirely. And I wish they made the tower a little bit taller, because that kind of bugs me, how short it is. But otherwise, I feel like this set is really great. The figures are great. So is the build overall. Then we have the Republic Fighter Tank, which is, I mean, the build itself is okay. It could have been better, but the figures are amazing. Except I wish they added a different Jedi, because I feel like Mace Windu isn't even rare anymore. It's just a figure at this point. But, I mean, I only put it this high on this because of the figures, and LEGO hasn't made one in years, like a long time that haven't made a Republic fighter tank. So you gotta give it to them. They did pretty good for not making it in lots of years, so honestly, I like this, except it does look a little bit stretched out. Then we've got the UCS Razor Crest, which the only problem I have with this is how expensive it is. If the amount of detail is great, I wish they added it on the original Razor Crest. I hate that they made some of the figures exclusive just to this LEGO set. I mean, I hope we get to see them in the future, but this set is okay. Just the price is way expensive, and then I wish the landing gear could like close in. That's with every LEGO set with landing gear, of course, though. Next up is the Justifier, aka Cad Bane ship. I'm a really big fan of the ship, actually. It's really great, and I think they nailed it perfectly. Except one problem I have with this is the price. Of course I have a problem with the price, but like $170 for this. I don't know if that's the price everywhere, but for where I am, that is the price. $130 to $170. It's pretty expensive for this. I feel like the interior could have been better. Also, one other thing with it, to make it a better overall set with the price range, they could have added more figures into it. We basically didn't even get a full amount basically because of Omega, except that figure is great. But there's one problem, just the price with it. Then we've got the Death Star Trash Compactor, which is undoubtedly one of my favorite LEGO sets of all time. It's a really great set, and I think they really captured it well. And I love how you can adjust the walls, make them move. I think it is really great. And I love the R2 with like back printing. I love the C-3PO with arm printing. Figures are great. The set is pretty great also. Then we've got the Dagobah Jedi Training. This was my first diorama and probably one of my favorites. I did make a lot of positive comments about the Death Star Trash Compactor. This one's also really great. I mean, it would have been cool if they could have thrown in like a Ghost, like Ben Kenobi minifigure. That would have been really amazing. Except I feel like this really does capture the aspect of the scene perfectly. Half of the X-Wing wings floating up. And I love the R2-D2 with back printing. I think they should keep doing that. And I love the Yoda Hut. Like, the improvement from the last Yoda Hut set is like amazing. You can like barely tell. You can like really tell there's a huge difference between them. It's a really amazing set. And then we've got the Ambush on Ferric set for third place. For various reasons. First of all, Andor is an amazing series, and that's not just why. This set, I feel like, is super accurate to this TV show. It's really, really accurate, and you can really tell what it's from. And the figures are great. Just one problem I have with the Imperial Commando fig, I wish there was printing on his legs, at least. Arm printing would have also been nice, but another problem I have with this set is the overly excessive price. $70 is too expensive for this LEGO set. Seriously, it should have been like $30 or $50. But otherwise, this set is one of my favorites, and I really hope to get it soon. And then for second place, we've got the AT-AT Walker. I might get some hate for not putting this in first place, but hey, it's second. That's still good. Just a few things with this set. First of all, I love this LEGO set. It's really good. It's really great. Except I don't know why it took them this long to make a remake of the set, because the last one came out a while ago. Can't even remember. But the figures are really great in my opinion. And the overall set is great. Just Spider Droid, I just don't know why I've always got a problem with them. I feel like they should have added a Crab Droid. That would have been a little better. And the price, $140. I mean, that seems a little excessive, just a little bit. I think 100 or 120 would have been a little better. And then for first place, we got the Inquisitor Transport Scythe. Some of you might be wondering why I put this ahead of the AT-AT Walker, just because I genuinely like this set. I feel like the price range is actually decently good on it. I feel like they hit that pricing pretty well, actually. $100 for a set isn't bad. Just like one more figure would have been good, like at least a Stormtrooper. But I really like the mixture of like tiles and studs. Really is a good mixture, I think. The minifigures are really great. Finally get a remake of the Inquisitor. And then 2 more Inquisitors, so that's nice. And the Obi-Wan figure is really nice, and I feel like the set is really, really accurate. One of the most accurate sets ever made. So I really do like this. Thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe.